Today's episode is brought to you by Forvis Mazars.
SoundCartel.
From SoundCartel, I'm Nicole Goodman, and this is Business Essentials Daily. Given the harsh economic conditions we're in, business owners are tightening the purse strings. But an economic slump is exactly the right time to increase marketing spend. Christopher Melotti, founder and CEO of Melotti Content Media, explains to Chris Ashmore that with less marketing activity comes less opportunity to create awareness and encourage customer purchase. The COVID-19 pandemic is a perfect example.
So many businesses increased their marketing spend or were smarter about how they did their marketing. And therefore, while everyone else was quiet, those loud voices stole the market, right? And I'm going to be honest, I was one of them, right? Like I had my business for several years before COVID. And when 2020 hit and 2021 hit again, in Sydney particularly, I spotted it immediately. I was like, if I get out there and be that reliable voice while everyone's uncertain, then I'm going to be who they hear, especially when the noise is quiet. And so I did that. And I ended up like quadrupling my market share. And it's ridiculous. And I told all my clients to do the same. And we had case study after case study who did that. And so my point of it is, when the market gets hard, it's the time to shine. And I don't mean you have to double your marketing. You don't, right? But what it is looking at what you're doing, and it might be reevaluating and reassessing and auditing what you are doing right now. What do you see as fat, and what is a better way to do this? And sometimes it might be, it might end up being jumping onto the content wagon a little bit more, getting out the videos, getting out the blogs and articles, podcasts and things, and cutting some of your advertising spend potentially. So I think these economic times, they really test businesses. And so cutting your marketing budget as a blanket is not the answer. Being smarter about your marketing while everyone else is cutting is the answer.
Right. Well, you mentioned content marketing there. Can we sort of dive a bit deeper in what that means exactly? Are there things like blogs, perhaps podcasting if you choose to do that, or social media posts? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah. So the reason why content works very effectively is it's a pull strategy, not a push. So a push strategy, both are needed, right? But a push strategy is when you use advertising like to push your products or services, right? Whereas content marketing seems slower at first, but it's a pull strategy and it's more effective. And a pull strategy is where you produce a lot of client or customer orientated pieces that are meant to warm them up in their own time. And it makes it feel like their idea. For instance, having articles that explain why buying property in Melbourne, for instance, will attract you as an agent, will attract more people to you more favorably by demonstrating expertise over a random ad that's with everyone else. And so this is what I always encourage, is that content is relatively inexpensive, but at the same time, it's not fast. It's a slower mechanism, but a more stable one. And I know in economic hardship, what I do is, and I again, this is firsthand, what I've been doing lately is producing long form content and videos and podcasts and things. And what it does is it helps that influence factor. You're getting out there and you're being present. They see you, they see your brand. When they're searching for things, you come up. When they're at events, you are there. All these kind of things are more effective and smart to spend because, as I said, when everyone is pulling back and everyone's freaking out, that's when you can go, all right, I want to be the voice that's heard.
Do you have any examples of businesses that are doing content marketing well?
Yeah. Oh, look, There's a lot of them. And I mean, I'm trying to think of because I work with a lot of different brands, but not just ones I work with, but I see a lot of brands that are being more effective around the way that they do things. Like I work with a marketing consultant, and what she did recently, and the reason why I'm bringing her up is because she got, I think, 3 whale clients from it recently. When everyone else was telling her long form content didn't work, what she did was she put together on LinkedIn a long form article with my assistant. And what we did is we put together like the 7 strategies strategies of effective amalgamation between your marketing and your sales team. And what she did was she supported all of that with scripts that we wrote. So she had a mixture of great resource-driven and really insightful blog article pieces supported by videos. And she said that 3 massive clients came from that, which she then converted, right? And the reason why I bring this example up is, one, because people think, oh, it doesn't work, and it does. And the second is that it has to be deeper than shallow AI generic content. Like that stuff, and I just want to reiterate, that stuff doesn't get you anywhere anymore because people have read the definition blog thousands of times, right? What they want is, and back to your question is, examples are, like I said, that real estate agent that's talking about and sharing his or her opinion about the interest rate, not just the interest rate rose or stayed stable. It's all about, here's what it means for our local community, right? It's those businesses like, I was speaking to a fire business this morning that does fire safety. They are doing great content on how to look for maintenance requests and what OH&S means and around fire safety and what are the trigger signs that your fire system needs to be maintained, or how to train your team on using like fire extinguishers and things like that. When you're producing that deeper content that is very personalized, that's when you see great brands stand out, because there's all the generic ones going, hey, we do fire safety. And then there's this brand that's living and breathing what they do. And I'm not to be selfish, but my brand's the same, right? We don't just produce content for others, we're producing it for ourselves. And that's how we're getting so many leads coming through from our website, because of the content we're producing. So it definitely works.
Definitely. It's funny, I get an email from a couple of mortgage brokers. The emails are almost exactly the same. Whenever there's a rate rise by the RBA, they straight away send me an email. It's gone from this to this. Now, that's something I will find out by the end of the day anyway on Channel 9 News or whatever. You're not telling me anything really that is, you're the first to the post. Good on you. But I kind of want to know, what does that mean then, a rate rise? And that's probably where they should be going to.
And that's the thing is it's okay. At least they're doing something, right? That's the first thing. They're announcing it, right? And that's a helpful piece of content. But what they should be doing is after that saying, okay, because as I said, AI, news, all of that can tell you that it's risen, right? A simple Google search, right? What people want to know is, I can't get the expertise behind it. Tell me what you think. So what it would be great is for those mortgage brokers to say, here's what it means if you've got a mortgage. Here's what it means if you're trying to apply for a mortgage. Here's the kind of options that you have available. Are you telling me that you wouldn't make a decision, or at least talk to that person based on the fact that they're giving expertise over the fact that it's just like, oh, it's risen? When it comes to content marketing, good content gives customers and clients evidence to choose you, and that's what the goal is.
And so just summing up, we might be hitting bad times with the economy, but this is the time really to ramp up your marketing because your competitors are probably not doing it.
Yeah, it's paradoxically, right? Like it's a paradox. You think, oh my God, I don't have the money. But the thing is, as I said, it's not about spending more, right? What it is going, right, we've been doing this the way we've always been doing it. We've been spending thousands of whatever it is on the ads, the SEO, right? Let's have a look at what our new budget is and what we can do better. And let's readjust it according to how we can really get effectiveness. The idea to scrap it is not right, because otherwise then you go silent, as do all your competitors. And I guarantee a new competitor will go, oh, opportunity, will jump in and steal it all from you. So don't be that silent business, that silent brand. It's time to redirect your content and your spend and your marketing into something that is more effective.
That was Christopher Melotti, CEO of Melotti Content Media. Business Essentials Daily is a SoundCartel podcast. Producers are Nick Schildberger, Chris Ashmore, Jeff Waters and myself. Technical production by Pete Letts. I'm Nicole Goodman. Thanks for listening. We'll bring you more Be Daily next week. SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Forvis Mazars. To find out more, visit forvismazars.com/au. That's FORVISMAZARS.com/AU.